Welcome to the channel where we dive into the uncomfortable, the unspoken, and the truths that get buried beneath layers of convenience. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join us as we pull back the curtain on the world's best-kept secrets. Today, we're tackling a topic that's been staring us in the face since we were kids. What school textbooks will never tell you: history rewritten for collective comfort. Buckle up, because this is going to challenge everything you thought you knew. Let's start with a simple truth. History isn't just a record of what happened. It's a story, carefully curated by those in power to shape how we see the world. Textbooks aren't written to disturb. They're written to unify, to create a shared narrative that keeps us comfortable. But what gets left out in the process? What inconvenient truths are swept under the rug so we can sleep better at night? Let's peel back the pages and find out. Take the way we're taught about colonization. In many textbooks, it's framed as a noble mission of discovery and progress. Explorers like Christopher Columbus are painted as heroes, brave pioneers who discovered new lands. But what about the millions of indigenous people who were already there, whose cultures were decimated, whose lives were upended by violence and disease? The genocide, the enslavement, the systematic erasure. Those details are often glossed over or reduced to a footnote. Why? Because it's easier to celebrate a sanitized version of history than to confront the blood on our hands. And it's not just colonization. Look at how wars are taught. The victors write the story, and the losers, their perspectives are often erased. Take the American Civil War. Textbooks might mention slavery as a cause, but how often do they dive into the brutal reality of human bondage, or the lingering systemic inequalities that persist to this day? Instead, the focus is on battles and treaties, on a neat resolution that lets us move on without grappling with the deeper wounds. It's history as a feel-good movie, not as a mirror to our flaws. Even more recent events get the same treatment. The civil rights movement is often reduced to a handful of iconic figures and moments. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, the I Have a Dream speech. But what about the ugly resistance, the lynchings, the systemic violence that met every push for equality? What about the fact that many of the issues they fought against, voter suppression, economic disparity, still haunt us? Textbooks present these struggles as resolved, a tidy chapter closed, when the reality is far messier and far more uncomfortable. Let's not forget the omissions of entire groups. Women, minorities, indigenous peoples, their contributions and suffering are often sidelined. History becomes a story of great men, usually white, usually powerful, while everyone else is a supporting character at best. Think about it. How many of your history lessons focused on the everyday people who built nations, fought for rights, or suffered under oppression? Their stories are inconvenient because they challenge the idea of inevitable progress. They remind us that history isn't a straight line, it's a battleground. So why do we rewrite history like this? It's not just laziness, it's deliberate. A unified narrative creates social cohesion. It makes us feel proud of our past instead of ashamed. It justifies the present by hiding the cracks in the foundation. But at what cost? When we ignore the dark parts of history, we lose the chance to learn from them. We repeat the same mistakes because we've been taught to look away. Here's the hard truth. History isn't a fairy tale. It's raw, it's ugly, and it's complicated. Textbooks might spare our feelings, but they rob us of understanding. So let's stop accepting the watered-down version. Dig deeper. Question everything. The real story of humanity isn't in the pages you were handed. It's in the margins, in the voices that were silenced. If this hit home, smash that like button and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment with a historical truth you think deserves more attention. And if you're ready to uncover more uncomfortable realities, stick around, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got plenty more to unpack. Until next time, keep questioning the story you've been told.